Beneath the pristine, ghostly coat of the white lion, a creature both majestic and mythic, lies a dark and grotesque tableau that few dare to approach. Imagine, if you will, the purest alabaster canvas marred by festering wounds, burrowed deep with an unrelenting swarm of insects. This is no ordinary injury. It's a vivid, pulsating ecosystem of decay and suffering. These injuries, horrid to behold, transform the lion's proud visage into a flickering spectacle of nature's cruel indifference, where flesh and fur give way to writhing larvae and ravenous beetles. The lion, a king draped in white gold, becomes a harrowing symbol of vulnerability under the cruel siege of tiny, merciless invaders. Insects, invisible architects of decay, have found in these wounds an unholy sanctuary. They exploit the exposed tissue, drifting like sinister clouds of ghastly black flies, ants crawling in sinister patterns, and maggots feasting on the lion's flesh, as if it were a banquet laid bare by a merciless host. The smell hangs heavy, a moist, earthy stench of rot mingled with the warmth of open wounds. To the casual observer, this scene might seem surreal, a nightmare embroidered with the threads of biological horror, but it is the unforgiving truth of survival in the wild. The infestation begins with the smallest breach, perhaps a cut from a rival or a snag on a thorny bush, invisible at first under the lion's snowy fur. But where flesh is compromised, nature finds opportunity. Egg-laden flies converge in greedy swarms, laying their progeny in the fertile soil of injury. Within hours, these eggs hatch into voracious larvae, burrowing beneath the lion's skin with an effortless sense of entitlement. They liquidate tissue, consume muscle, and sculpt cavities that echo horror stories stitched in flesh. The lion's own immune defenses, though valiant, are overwhelmed by the sheer number and relentlessness of these micro-predators. What is most unsettling about this insect invasion is its paradoxical role. These tiny creatures are simultaneously agents of death and windows into the ecological balance. They accelerate decomposition, recycling nutrients back into the earth, and controlling the spread of disease by consuming dead tissue. It forces us to acknowledge that in nature's vast ledger, even heroes like the white lion are not immune to the cold arithmetic of life and death. Behind the horror lies in the vast, icy wilderness where the sun rarely shines and the winds howl like lost souls. A figure emerges, a colossal white mass that embodies the majesty of the Arctic, the polar bear. Yet, as we draw closer to this magnificent creature, a shocking sight greets us, a stark reminder of nature's cruel realities. There, on its flank, a horrific wound pulsates and festers, a chaotic cluster of angry red and swollen flesh. This is no ordinary injury. It's the aftermath of a bee infestation, an unlikely and grotesque consequence in this frozen domain. One might envision the mighty polar bear, a formidable predator, as being impervious to such perils, but nature, in its infinite oddities, reveals a darker side. As we peer into the intricacies of this unsettling wound, we find ourselves charting into territories that are as bizarre as they are disturbing. The honeybees, tiny, buzzing beings that people generally regard with a mix of fascination and dread, have infiltrated the bear's flesh, turning a creature of strength and solitude into a grotesque canvas of nature's brutal artistry. These bees, often seen delicately hovering around flowers, have found a far more sinisterly advantageous host. The polar bear, perhaps drawn by the promise of sweet rewards, or perhaps simply caught in a moment of vulnerability, has unknowingly traversed into the realm of apian dominance. These bees, having established a hive in the bear's fur, initially sought the warmth and protection that such a dense layer of fur provides. But in their quest for survival, they have created a grotesque in the heart of a dense jungle, where the air is thick with humidity and the sounds of nature create a symphony of life. A chilling scene unfolds. A monkey, once a vibrant embodiment of agility and playfulness, now finds itself in a nightmarish predicament. Its fur, usually a glossy brown, is matted and stained, revealing a horrific wound that has become a grotesque canvas of suffering. This is not just any injury. It is a gaping, festering sore, a testament to the relentless assault of nature's most insidious creatures, insects. As we delve deeper into this unsettling tableau, prepare yourself for a journey into the dark underbelly of the animal kingdom, where survival often comes at a gruesome price. The wound on the monkey's side is a breeding ground for a multitude of insects, each playing a role in this macabre drama. Flies, with their iridescent bodies, swarm around the open flesh, laying eggs that will hatch into maggots, a process that is as fascinating as it is repulsive. These larvae, nature's little cleanup crew, feast voraciously on the decaying tissue, breaking down the organic matter in a grotesque display of consumption. As they wriggle and squirm, they not only contribute to the decomposition of the monkey's wound, but also exacerbate its suffering, creating a cycle of pain and infestation that is difficult to comprehend. The infestation does not stop with flies. Ants, those tiny yet formidable soldiers of the insect world, march in organized lines, drawn to the scent of decay. They invade the wound, their mandibles tearing at the flesh, further complicating the monkey's plight. Each bite is a reminder of the harsh realities of life in the wild, where even the smallest creatures can become agents of torment. The monkey, in its agony, may attempt to swat them away, but the relentless nature of these pests ensures that relief is fleeting. As we observe this grim scenario, it is essential. In the stark, icy expanse of the Arctic, where the sun barely pierces the endless twilight, a polar bear roams, a majestic creature now marred by a horrific affliction. This is not just any bear. It is a living testament to the harsh realities of survival in a world increasingly shaped by human impact. As we draw closer, the sight is both captivating and grotesque. A honeycomb wound, gaping and raw, festers on its flank. The skin, once thick and white, is now a canvas of suffering, revealing the stark contrast of flesh and the icy landscape. This wound, a result of a brutal encounter with sharp ice or perhaps a desperate struggle for food, has become a breeding ground for barnacles, those tiny, tenacious crustaceans that cling to any surface they can find. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scene, we discover the barnacle infestation that has taken hold of the bear's wound. These creatures, often associated with the ocean's depths, have found an unlikely home on the polar bear's injured flesh. With their hard, calcareous shells, they latch onto the bear,